Hi there. The bulls and the bears continue to battle along the line of 840. So, SHIB, where is it going around, this kind of battleground and a series of paper hands and diamond hands tests? If you're new to my session, these are the 3 key items I'll cover during the session. So let's start with the weekly chart of SHIB. Here, like I said, the paper hands diamond hands test still continues, where the whales try to check out the last bit of paper hands. And in terms of Wyckoff method, this stage may well be a spring stage, what we call in the method. That's basically after a sign of strength, meaning a price rise with volume, that challenged the previous trading range top set by the bulls. If this final checkout leads to the next distribution cycle, meaning the buying climax or the distribution peak, like what happened over here, we call that a spring. It doesn't always happen every time. So last time it happened was in 2023. After the sign of strength, it came down for a very big shakeout, lower than the selling climax or second test. Okay, and then eventually it started to climb after quite a while. All right, it's almost 8 months time before that climb actually happened. So this time we are at a similar point, but we don't know whether there will be like a W shape scenario or is it going to just be a V shape scenario. All right, only time can tell. But if you look at the volume and all that, back in that period, the volume rose. And then when the price dropped, the volume actually was very low. And then when the price surged again, those volume came back. And then low volume, and then it surged. All right? Those pattern will likely be appearing again when this happens. When we go to the daily chart, previously I shared that after the breakout, before the mid of this month, the price was in an uptrend, just that over the past 5 days, it has confirmed that the bulls doesn't have sufficient strength to keep the price along the previous uptrend support line. What we can do is to adjust this line to where it is now. So like I said, before adjusting, before the 13th of January, when the price trade along this triangle, we'll get an answer whether that uptrend is going to continue, whether the bulls is going to challenge the purple key level again, okay, the 1022 level with 4 leading zeros. Indeed, it confirmed. On the 12th, it basically fell outside of the uptrend. The next day, the bulls tried to push it back, but they weren't successful. And for the consecutive 3 days, including today, the price continued to come back to challenge the support level of 840, okay, with 5 leading zeros. This is a level set by both the October 10th tariff announcement date as well as the subsequent trading activities. All right, you see these bunch of candlesticks finding support over there or resistance, depending on whether the price is higher or lower. So this has passed and it landed on that particular indicative date. So it's time to adjust the line. I'll keep the original line so we've got a reference. This is the new slope, assuming the price is going to continue staying above this white line as of this moment. Okay, it's declining. It looks like a trend, and the volume is, slowly going down. So I think this is more like the bulls and the bears kind of agreeing, okay, let's not go lower. It's not a definite answer, but at least the volume is telling us the paper hands on, there aren't too much paper hands over there. Let's put it this way, okay? So next is key over here. You see there's another cross that's pointing towards near 24th of Jan. So about a week from now, we'll get another confirmation. Okay, is this really going to be the new support for the uptrend, in that the price is going to break above the blue key level of 891? Or is it going to just be a continuous sideways trend between the same blue level and the lower key level of 0.0000788? So 5 zeros and 788. So you can see over here. All right, the paper hands diamond hands test can still continue along this range. You can go even as deep as the white. Not that we want to. That's the W-shaped scenario I mentioned in the beginning, if that happens. Remember what happened over here, right? It's interesting that it has come back to a similar kind of test. You look at what happened over here. The price dropped below the purple key level back then in 2023. And then it pops back up to challenge that level, and actually even higher if you look at this wick. It challenged the red key level of 1136 and then came back down for the W shape. Okay, this time the price did not go as high as the red key level. It only challenged the purple key level of 102, and then now it's coming down. Okay, whether it will fully develop into W, or is it just a skewed W with a higher right hand side V shape, we'll find out pretty soon. Alright, so this is for SHIB, and if you're interested to get access to these sessions earlier, 2 days earlier than the others, feel free to join the channel membership.